It's Josh from Energy Digest, where we provide building compliance and energy performance calculations across the UK. In this video, I'm covering the essentials of SBEM assessments, what an SBEM is, when it is required, how the assessment is completed, the difference between SAP and SBEM, the information I need from you, and what you receive to submit to building control so you can comply first time. If you need an SBEM assessment right this minute, then use the details in the description below to speak to me directly so we can help get your project moving as soon as possible. SBEM stands for Simplified Building Energy Model. It is the government-approved method for calculating the energy performance of any building that is not a home. Here is how it works. The software takes your building and builds a shadow copy of it, called the notional building. It's the same size, the same shape, the same orientation, but fitted out to a fixed government specification. The performance of that notional building becomes your target. Your real building then has to match it or beat it on two counts: carbon emissions and primary energy. If you pass both of them, then you comply with Part L. Some of the main parts of the building the SBEM assessment looks at are the U values, the air permeability rates, internal lighting efficacy, and the efficiency of the fixed building services like the HVAC and domestic hot water system. So you will need an SBEM calculation in 4 different situations. The first situation is new non-domestic buildings, such as new build offices, a warehouse, a shopping centre, a new school, or even a hotel. Next is when you add an extension to an existing non-domestic building. If the extension is over 100 square metres of floor area and larger than 25% of the existing building's total floor area. Third is a change of use, which is when you convert a residential dwelling into an area for commercial use, such as a shop. There is also something called a change in energy status, which is essentially taking an unheated building and adding insulation and a heating system. And lastly, whenever a non-domestic building is sold or let, because that triggers the EPC requirement, and the EPC comes out of the same calculation. So people ask me this most weeks, and the answer is simpler than it sounds. So SAP is for dwellings, houses and self-contained units. It looks at the dwelling as a whole and does not assess each room. The data entry requirements for fixed services are also less demanding, assuming that the majority of residential dwellings opt for a simple heating, hot water and ventilation setup. SBEM is for non-domestic buildings only. It splits the building into zones by types of activities that take place within it. So an office, a corridor and a toilet are modelled completely different. And it produces the Brookall report and the non-domestic EPC. If your scheme has flats above a non-residential ground floor, you will need both. And that is normal. And it is worth flagging early, because if only one gets commissioned, the gap will show up upon completion. The result of the SBEM assessment depends almost entirely on the information that I am given. So here is the shortlist. We need floor plans, elevation drawings, section drawings, and a site plan that shows which way the building faces. We also need the U values or build-up specification for the walls, roof, and floors. We need the U values and G values for any openings which have glazing, and we need to know the U values for the solid doors. We'll also provide you with a target air permeability rate, and that information will be given to the air pressure tester before they carry out their test. It's important to note that air tests are only required on non-residential buildings that exceed a total floor area of 500 square metres. We also require the HVAC schedule, the ventilation strategy, details of the proposed lighting and hot water system. It's very normal that all of this information is not always available at the design stage. So we will request an indication of what is to be installed instead and provide you with a schedule of information that has been input into the assessment and what you need to do to meet compliance with Part L Volume 2 of the building regulations. There are 2 stages, the design stage and the as-built. At design stage, you will be issued with a as-designed Brookall report, a draft EPC certificate, and a summary of the building specification that's been entered into the SBEM assessment. At as-built stage, we will issue you with an as-built Brookall report and EPC EPC certificate. This is after we have carried out some checks on what's actually been installed come completion. If you have got a question about your own project, leave it in the comments or send it to me directly. I read all of them and I answer all of them, and the good ones become the next video. So thank you for watching.